We finally reached the end of it. We finally reached the end of a road. Road that started a few weeks ago, and has had me watching way too much anime in such a short period of time. And I'll be honest, so far this season I've actually been very impressed. It's been a very strong season for anime shows. But what about you? What did you think of the anime? Are there any obvious shows which I've missed which I should have watched? As a reminder, there are a bunch of anime which I've not seen, or not be previewing for various reasons. The major ones being Love Live Nijigasaki Season 2, which I've not quite finished Season 1 yet. Black Rock Shooter, which is being hit by Disney. Kaginado and Summertime Rendering, which are airing after my previews have been finished recorded. Onipan, which looks to be a short anime, but it's a daily anime, so I'm not going to be covering it here. And Awashi, the football anime I decided not to do last time. But the last 4 shows today, I'm going to let you know what I think of them. And join me, because for the last time this season, this is a 2022 spring anime preview, from a different perspective. First up today we have In the Heart of Kunoichi Tsubaki, an anime about a village of young Kunoichi in training who live together in isolation and have absolutely nothing to do with men. It's a yuri paradise of Kunoichis, of female ninjas, all wanting to be the best they can be, training to be the best assassins, best spies, best Kunoichi possible. And our main character Tsubaki is one of the best new prospects they have. She's the leader of Dog Squad, an excellent trainee with a promising future, although recently she's been feeling a bit different. She's always been told, stay away from men, they're dangerous. Interacting with them is forbidden. But the more she thinks about it, the more she's told not to, the more she's interested. Now so far this has been an anime, sort of action comedy type anime, featuring Tsubaki and her squad mates, the airheaded but big-breasted Asagao, and the insanely clingy Sanzaka, who, to say she's clingy to Tsubaki is an understatement. She is the creepy stalker girl you see in all those anime, just always attached to a main character. You get a bunch of other Kunoichi, mostly big characters though. I think one's got a rivalry with Tsubaki, which is going to be fun going forward. But I'm not sure where this one is actually going to be going. It comes across as light-hearted, Kunoichi-based comedy, but it could go a romantic comedy route if they do introduce a male character. They could do more drama aspect, they could introduce a threat to a village. But I think all in all, it's going to be about Tsubaki learning to be herself, and learning that men aren't exactly to be scared or feared, but trying to keep away from them regardless. If you're a fan of Kunoichi or just light-hearted female-dominated comedy, this one's probably an anime for you. It's not going to be for everyone, so it's not the best show of the season, but it's definitely not a bad show. If you want to watch this one, you can find it on Crunchyroll. Next we have Shikimori-'s Not Just a Cutie, the other anime airing from Doga Kobo this season, and so because you know it's Doga Kobo, you know I'm going to be all over this one. Well, here's a bit of a surprise, I'm not. I watched the first episode and I didn't hate it, but it's not all it's cracked up to be. You see, Shikimori-'s Not Just a Cutie is a romantic comedy based around the relationship between Yu, our main character, and Michan, the main heroine. And Michan Shikimori, the main title character, is not just a cutie. She's easily the most beautiful idol character in the school. She's the most beautiful character in the class. She's perfect in pretty much every way, but she's got a darker, jealous side to her as well. She's not perfect. Our main character, Yu, however, is not at all good in any way. I mean, he's got a kind heart about him, but to say he was born under a dark cloud is an understatement. He has no luck whatsoever, except the fact that he's dating the insanely popular Michan. He walks out of the house and immediately trips on a stone. About 7 seconds later, he nearly gets run over by a truck and isekai'd. He manages to roll completely down the centre of the bowling alley, only to be tipped off and only get one pin on both attempts, creating the most bizarre scene you've seen in anime of all going straight down the middle, and at the end of the go, going whoop. Of course, with Yu and Michan, you get their friends. You get Shu, who is Yu's friend. Shu Inazuka, a relatively loudmouth, nice friend. Basically the best mate friend you get in anime. And you get Michan's two friends as well. You get Yui Hachimatsu, who is the dead-eyed, straight-faced female friend you often get in anime, and Kyo Nekozaki, who is the female best friend of Michan. And of course, you know that Kyo and Shu are going to get on like a house on fire. Both the fact that Shu is Inuzaka and Kyo is Nekozaki. One's a dog, one's a cat, and they get along as you'd expect. This one is raising the flags all over the shop for things which are going to happen. You know that Shu and Kyo are going to end up liking each other, but they're never going to admit that. They're just going to be at each other's throat the entire series. You know, Yui's going to be there just giving sarcastic comments all the time. She actually reminds me of that character from Tamama Market, which I can't remember the name of. One who likes boxes. Then you got Yu, who's unfortunate, and Michan, who's impossibly cute. But Michan's more there just to protect you from himself. There's not really much to say on that, really. In fact, it's airing on Crunchyroll. After watching the other healing anime this season, I had no idea what to expect going into Don't Hurt Me My Healer, or in fact it wouldn't be the same, since Don't Hurt My Healer isn't about healing songs, it's about RPG tropes. It's very much a comedy anime as well, as our main characters Alvin and Carla meet up whilst Alvin's trying to wrestle a bear, and is basically going to get killed by a bear until she comes across saying, "Hello, I'm a healer, you're a party member." He says, "Yes, I want you to be my party member." She says, "Okay," but beg me on the floor. Because at this point, his head is pretty much in the mouth of a bear, and is not really in a position to kowtow on the floor to her. As we go into a very bizarre sequence of the bear offering him advice and offering him a place to sleep for the night, and just being a nice, I would say nice guy, but nice girl actually, nice woman. Despite the fact that she pretty much killed Alvin as a counter for mentioning her age. Don't mention a bear's age, whatever you do. Carla thankfully restores Alvin to where he should be, although both Carla and the bear are a bit worried about that because there's no way anyone can look like that. Not that we actually know what Alvin looks like. For the entire episode, he basically spends the episode with something across his face. I mean, I was saying this as a treat for finishing recording, but he basically goes through everything like this with something in front of his face. So you can never actually see his eyes, but you can see what he's doing everywhere else. Well, this is not really practical for me since I need to see what's going on the screen in front of me, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, got myself a chocolate to finish the episode, finish the season with. But the comedy between Carla and Alvin is very much weird girl and straight man. Carla's going to be laying out the insults throughout the entire episode. Alvin's just going to be a butt of all jokes. It's going to be playing it through all the old JRPG and just RPG in general tropes. Don't get me wrong, Carla's cute. Alvin's a bit of a blank canvas to be a butt of all jokes, and there's going to be loads of characters which we come across at some point, I'm sure. In fact, if the ending theme's anything to go by, there's dozens of them. I'm not really sure if I can fully recommend this one. I find it funny, but in a weird, peculiar way, rather than a funny ha-ha way. Want to try it for yourself? You can find it airing over at Crunchyroll. And finally today, and finally for this season, comes easily my most anticipated anime of the season. Of the year, I'd say, actually, so far. Because, welcome to the world of Ascendance of a Bookworm Season 3. And of course, ever since I've finished watching Season 2, I've actually started reading the books. I'm now on to Part 5, so I actually know exactly what's going to be happening in this season. And so I'm going to be trying to avoid spoilers when I talk about what's going to happen with Mine and everything else that's going to happen. Now, as we left off from Season 2, Mine had been commuting to a temple as a blue-robe priest in charge of the orphanage and as head of the Mine workshop. And of course, Mine is not originally Mine. She is originally a girl from our world who died in a book avalanche. She died under a pile of books and got reincarnated in another world as a very sickly girl. A very sickly tiny girl who was about to die. Somehow she pushed through and survived. We found out that she is actually a very rare commoner who has magic power, otherwise known as the Devouring. Because commoners don't have any means to control the mana, and so without any kind of methods to control it, it just devours them and they don't live very long. The only real way to survive being a child of a Devouring is to get bought or adopted by a noble and just act as their slave throughout the rest of your life. And of course, Mine doesn't really want that. She wants to live a life with her family as she would do normally. And so she wants to earn money so that she can buy magic tools to help her live. And of course, her main goal isn't magic tools, isn't money, it's books. Because if there's one thing Mine loves more than her family, it's books. Well, to be honest, that is actually a bit of a lie. bit of a disservice to mine. She loves her family more than books, let's be honest. Even though she would do anything for books, she loves her family. That's why she will happily live and die with family, rather than getting adopted by a noble or becoming a noble slave just to getting more books. Now, I'm not going to go into too much of a backstory of Ascendance or Bookworm, just in case you've not seen it before. I mean, honestly, if you've not seen Ascendance or Bookworm, you really need to go back and watch the first 2 seasons. It is one of the best isekai shows of all time. Honestly. It's not isekai to kill a demon king. It isn't really an overpowered isekai. It's a world-building isekai with modern knowledge, but in a bad body. Trying to fight through the grips of having a poor body and being born into a poor family, whilst trying to improve the world and just make it so that she can read. I mean, initially she can't even read the characters by using this world. So she learns them, she learns to read, she learns to write, she learns maths, and one thing leads to another, she ends up being a merchant, crying out loud. Or she would do, if she doesn't get a job in the temple, because they have books in the temple. And books. There's mystery and intrigue around every corner, characters talking behind other characters' backs, plotting, but all of it, just good characterization, on both the good and the bad side of things. I'm really trying to hold myself back from saying too much about this right now. Because, like I say, I pretty much know what bits of story this series is going to cover. And even though I know what's coming, I still want to watch it. In fact, I want to watch it because I know what's coming. Because this season is going to be fantastic. Honestly, my recommendation here isn't just to watch the anime on Crunchyroll. It's to download the J-Novel app to your phone. Or open up a PC. Become a member. Because this month on Catch Up in April, you can actually read all of Ascendance of Bookworm. Up to a point it's been published anyway, being a new chapter went up on Tuesday. You probably won't be able to catch up it in time. But that's fine, just watch the anime. Enjoy what you get from the anime. Buy the books. I mean, if anyone's going to tell you to buy books, it's going to be mine. And you don't speak badly about books to mine, otherwise you won't live to tell the tale. But if for some reason you aren't yet convinced, just head over to Crunchyroll and give it a try. And so that was In the Heart of Kunoichi Tsubaki, Shikimori is Not Just a Cutie, Don't Hurt Me, My Healer, and Ascendance of a Bookworm Season 3. So what did you think of them? Let me know in the comments. Join me in the summer for the next preview guide, and be sure to follow me on Twitch for daily streams as well. So thanks for watching, have a wonderful day, and see you next time. Bye bye.